all of our team members are going through different things. And we, as dance studio CEOs, I'm inviting us to come alongside and say, I see you. I got you, Sharon. How can I serve you? What do you need? Because it makes more sense to make sure they feel valued instead of feeling insecure and looking for another gig. How do we build that relationship? So here's a tool. Here's a tool. What if we implement the serve communication model? Feel free to take a picture of the slide. And the serve communication model works like this. Let me find a person. Is it Christian? Christian, all right. So Christian, if you and I in our conversation, if I'm going to truly serve you, I'm going to ask you questions and I'm going to listen to you, but I need to recognize the same letters that spell the word listen spell the word silent. So if I'm really tuned into where you are, Christian, you know that there's a difference between selective hearing and authentic listening. So I'm going to listen to you, but then I'm going to empathize with you. I'm going to come alongside and say, you know what? I may not understand all that you're dealing with, but I'm here. My goodness, that's all people need. But then I'm going to repeat. I'm going to say, you know what? Here's what I heard you say. Is this what you meant? I'm going to be uber responsive. I'm going to verify commitment. Now, let me drop a pin in commitment. CEOs of dance studios, please hear me, what I'm about to say. When we talk about accountability, there's a difference between rational commitment and emotional commitment. Rational commitment is I'm here in Orlando, Florida at the Rosen Center Hotel. This is really awesome, great session. Is he done yet? Okay. The person that has the rational commitment has what is called, I have to do this. Emotional commitment is I want to do this. And if you have the want to, you'll get a chance to. So when I talk about verifying commitment, just check your heart and say, everything that I've written down, everything that we talked about in the Brilliant Agreement, do I really want to do this? Because that becomes your takeaway to being accountable to yourself and growing your business, all right? Now, let's keep going. Principle number 3, and then I'm going to open up for some questions that you might have. What I've discovered when I interview top-performing businesses, CEOs, managers, leaders, they have this ability to make sure everyone knows the power of a thank you. Muchas gracias, danke schön, thank you, in however a person wants to receive it. One of the challenges I have for you before you return home is what would it be like to send a text or a video message or a handwritten note, whatever suits you, to your team members, every single one of them absolutely stretch, and you may have already done this before you've come, but what would it be like every quarter, every 90 days, since you already have a 90-day cadence to say thank you, to be intentional about that, all right? Here's why. Here's what our research in our national study showed us. The environmental attributes to demonstrate brilliance and resilience comes down to clear communication, coaching and mentorship under brilliance, but look under resilience, flexibility, clear communication, work-life integration. Don't have time to go through all of these and unpack this. But if you take a picture of this slide and say, okay, Simon, what are some practical things that we can do? Be clear in your communication. Pat Massetti, a friend of mine in Australia, says, if it's foggy in here, it's cloudy out here. If it's foggy right here, you know, Monday we say one thing, Wednesday it's something else, Friday it's something else. That's schizophrenic leadership. Hot mess. Be clear. And then guess what? It's okay to say, you know what? I don't know right now. Give me a moment. Let me think about it. I'll come back to you. Okay? Now, this is Dr. Sarah. Dr. Sarah runs a vet clinic in South Carolina. Next to her is Erin. I was in Charleston doing an event for vets, and I said, Erin, why do you continue to work for Dr. Sarah, whose vet hospital is in South Carolina, but Erin lives in Georgia? I said, why do you drive to this vet clinic? She said, because Dr. Sarah makes me feel special, and I'll go above and beyond for her no matter what. And she's got a small hospital of less than 10 team members. But Erin said this in a stream of conscious. She wasn't kicked under the table. Nobody passed her a Post-it note. She didn't know who I was. I was just having a conversation with her. And she gave me the real story. And I said, Dr. Sarah, you are the bomb.com. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. How are we building that relationship? All right. Any fans of Orange Theory Fitness? Orange Theory Fitness has decided in building their membership, they're going to tell stories about their member. This is Coach Jared. Next to him is Jessica. Jessica, when she came into Orange Theory Fitness, she signed up and no-showed, totally ghosted. She was 260 pounds, had just got diagnosed with diabetes. Coach Jared didn't see her, called her, said, we miss you. When are you coming? And she says, I'm going to get there. He stayed on her, continued to call and follow up. She eventually showed up. She went from 260 down to 130, size 26, down to size 4. But then was challenged with, who am I now? Because I was defined by my weight. So she shifted over to depression, was about to give up, and during her darkest hour, Coach Jared would call and say, Orange Theory Fitness is here for you. What do we need? What can we do for you? They got her help. And she is forever grateful for Orange Theory Fitness because it wasn't about a transaction. It's about a relationship. A relationship, okay? So, micro practice. Individualize the experience. Every one of your team members, everybody is different. How do you ensure that you find out what's important to them, all right? I know I'm moving quick. This is the slide I want you to take a picture of. 1 minute spent on recognition creates 100 minutes of initiative. You want your studio to go to another level? Recognize individuals, find out what's they're thinking because they see things, hear things that you don't. And if they're recognized in the manner in which they want to receive it, they'll come up with an idea that it would take your studios to the next level. Yes? Okay.